Star Trek: The Next Generation ending explained, Q's trial, movie setup, and Picard's legacy. Star Trek: The Next Generation ended in 1994 with a spectacular series finale, All Good Things, but the show's characters have continued to endure. Following the adventures of Captain Jean-Luc Picard, Patrick Stewart, and his crew aboard the USS Enterprise D, TNG ran for 7 years, and its cast became one of the most beloved in Star Trek. Depicting the United Federation of Planets of the 24th century, TNG launched a golden era of Star Trek that led to Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, Star Trek, Voyager, and Star Trek Enterprise. The Star Trek franchise would not be where it is today without the success of Star Trek: The Next Generation, which is widely considered to be one of the best science fiction series of all time. TNG's series finale beautifully wrapped up the show's storylines, while also bringing the story full circle with references to the series premiere. Even over 30 years later, All Good Things remains a pitch-perfect series ender and a fitting finale for Captain Picard and his Enterprise D crew, even if it wasn't really the end. How Captain Picard won Q's trial in Star Trek: The Next Generation series finale. Star Trek: The Next Generation began with the feature-length premiere episode, Encounter at Farpoint. Not only did this episode introduce Captain Picard and his Enterprise D crew, but it also marked the first appearance of one of the franchise's best recurring characters in John D. Lancey's Q. A member of the mysterious Q continuum, Q had all the powers and hubris of a god, and he put all of humanity on trial during his first encounter with Picard. Q popped up several times throughout TNG's 7 seasons and returned for one last hurrah during the series finale. In All Good Things, Captain Picard found himself jumping through 3 different time periods in the past, present, and future. He soon ended up back in Q's courtroom, where the omnipotent being informed Picard that humanity's trial never concluded. Picard must then solve a mystery involving a spatial anomaly, but this time Q helped him by allowing him to jump through time. Picard worked with his Enterprise crew members in all 3 timelines, eventually discovering that the anomaly was an anti-time rift. Q reiterated that humanity's trial will never really end. In each timeline, Picard ordered the Enterprise to fly into the anomaly to prevent it from destroying the universe. After all of the versions of the Enterprise explode, Picard found himself in Q's courtroom yet again, where Q congratulated Picard on solving the mystery. Q said that for one brief moment, Picard was able to expand his mind and think in all 3 timelines at once. Q reiterated that humanity's trial will never really end and ensured Picard that he would be out there watching. TNG ended with a poker game that Picard homaged 30 years later. Throughout Star Trek: The Next Generation, Commander William Riker, Jonathan Frakes, and the rest of the ship's senior officers regularly played poker together, but Captain Picard never joined them. In TNG's final scene, however, Jean-Luc finally joined his friends for a game of poker, lamenting that he should have done this a long time ago. Picard then delivered the finale's iconic final lines: "So, 5-card stud, nothing wild, and the sky's the limit." When Star Trek: The Next Generation aired its final episode, All Good Things, on May 23, 1994, it didn't just close the book on 7 seasons of bold exploration. It tied the series back to its very first moments, elevated the character arcs, and planted seeds that would echo through the franchise for decades to come. TNG's finale is widely regarded as one of the finest in television history, blending cerebral science fiction with deep character introspection. To fully appreciate the ending, you have to grasp 3 pivotal elements: Q's ultimate trial, the narrative bridge to the films, and Jean-Luc Picard's enduring legacy. Q's trial: humanity's fate still hangs in the balance. The series both began and ended with Q, the omnipotent, mischievous entity portrayed by John D. Lancey. In the pilot episode, Encounter at Farpoint, Q put humanity on trial, accusing the species of being dangerous and barbaric. The Enterprise crew's actions in that episode seemingly convinced Q to stay the verdict, but as All Good Things reveals, that trial was never really over. The finale sees Picard experiencing time shifts between the present, the past, his first day on the Enterprise, and a distant future. As Picard unravels the mystery of an anti-time anomaly threatening to destroy humanity's existence, Q reappears to inform him that this is all still part of the trial. Humanity is still on the cusp of being judged, and Picard, by solving the puzzle of the anomaly and realizing he must coordinate actions across time periods to collapse it, proves that humanity is capable of growth, flexibility, and transcendence. Crucially, Q hints that this is not the end, but a beginning. He tells Picard, for that one fraction of a second, you were open to options you had never considered. That is the exploration that awaits you, not mapping stars and studying nebulae, but charting the unknown possibilities of existence. This is the philosophical heart of TNG's finale, a challenge to continue evolving. The human journey is infinite and not bound by space or even time. Setting up the movies, passing the torch without saying goodbye, though all good things, serves as a satisfying thematic conclusion. The story of the next generation didn't end there. The cast transitioned almost immediately into feature films, beginning with Star Trek, Generations 1994. The finale subtly prepares the characters and the audience for this continuation. By showing glimpses of a possible future where the crew has drifted apart, the episode underscores the importance of cherishing the present and staying connected. The final scene, where Picard joins his senior staff for a poker game for the first time, is symbolic. Throughout the series, Picard had often remained distant from his crew in social settings. His choice to sit at the table is a gesture of camaraderie and shared purpose. "I should have done this a long time ago," he says, a quiet but powerful sign that he's ready for a new chapter. For the films, this opens the door to more personal, character-driven stories. Generations grapples with mortality, legacy, and the handoff from Kirk's era to Picard's. The groundwork for deeper bonds and more introspective narratives is laid perfectly by the finale's tone. Picard's legacy, beyond the final frontier, at the core of TNG's ending is Jean-Luc Picard himself. His journey from a reserved, rule-bound captain to a man capable of embracing new dimensions of thought and emotion encapsulates the show's ethos. By solving the anomaly and convincing Q of humanity's potential, Picard cements his role not just as a great starship captain, but as a representative of what humanity can become. His curiosity, intellect, and moral conviction define him as an explorer of ideas, not just space. It's no accident that later iterations of the franchise, especially Star Trek, Picard, return to these themes, questioning what legacy means as one ages and reflecting on the choices that shape a life. Moreover, the finale highlights that Picard's true strength isn't his command ability or tactical prowess. It's his capacity for collaboration and trust. He solves the crisis not alone, but by working with his crew across time. This cooperative spirit is his legacy, one that fans recognize as central to the entire Star Trek vision of a better future. The verdict, all good things, is more than just an ending, it's a meditation on beginnings. Q's enigmatic farewell reminds Picard and us that life's greatest journeys lie not in the known, but in embracing uncertainty and growth. The poker game finale, understated yet poignant, assures fans that these characters' stories are not over, merely evolving. The episode manages the rare feat of being both a series capstone and a launchpad. It reinforces the next generation's optimistic vision while preparing Picard and his crew for the challenges ahead in both the movies and eventually future series. Most